Oh, you're being ridiculous. He's a professional football player.
No, look, I'm not talking about killing the guy. I'm just talking about going up there with a group of dudes and intimidate him. Maybe break his arm.
You can't break Tom Brady's arm.
Oh, yes, I can. No more Super Bowls for that pretty boy.
Listen.
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that mother.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
Bomberowski to the near side.
What are you, a fucking lunatic? You and your mom are hillbillies. This is a house of learned doctors.
I respect him as a coach, but I'll be damned if I allow someone to,
But I'm going to kick you repeatedly in the balls.
You got long balls, man. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
You can't pick on me.
You know exactly what you've done, sir.
That's bullshit. I'll say it again. It's bullshit.
Nah, I'm just pissed off.
Let me tell you something with absolute honesty and concern for your well-being. Tom Brady would kick your ass.
You know, I was rude and inappropriate, and, I just want to say I apologize.
I'm sorry that anybody could be offended by something that we were just having fun with, and I enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the Ricky Williams Trilogy. I'm one of your hosts, Moose. I'm here with my two good buddies, John B. Eazy Durnell out in L.A. How you doing, baby?
Yeah, I'm doing great, Miss. Doing great.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'd like to hear that. Then, same side of the coast, a little more north. We got my buddy.
A lot more north.
A lot more. All right. Gets a couple drives. All right, Jonathan. How you doing, dude?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Duke Thompson here, ready to kick ass, take names, ready for football.
Shaking and baking. Oh, dude, shaking for football. I'm having withdrawals. Somebody's got to bring me one of those Passages Malibu places, dude. It's getting bad.
Is it getting so bad that you might mutilate your wiener?
No, but I know a man that would mutilate his wiener. In fact, he said he'd have his wife do it, and she gladly would. This man is the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Dookie boy. This is your man, Mike Vbrabel. What the heck is he saying about his penis and cutting off the pee-pee? What's he saying?
Well, you don't have the audio brought up, do you?
I do not.
Okay. Well, if you can
I don't know. It's some pretty long audio, but I mean.
Well, just play the part where he actually says it. But yes, this is Tennessee Titan. This is a Patriot. This man was born and bred in a Patriot way. If you listen to the podcast, his story is actually pretty cool, going from the Steelers to the Patriots. But the gist of it is Taylor wanted him to have a pretty good relationship. And one of the fanboys on Bussin' with the Boys, Matt Neely, who's actually a Reddit guy on the Tennessee Titans Reddit page, said he would cut his own dick off to win the Super Bowl. Now, Taylor one was like, nah, man, I'm cool on that. But Mike Vbrabel thought about it for a minute and said, yeah, sure, why not? Oh, you got the audio. Pull it right up. And here's the
shaking his head. Matt Neely said he would cut off his dick
for a Super Bowl.
For a Uno Super Bowl. And I said, and I have no problem saying, no, I wouldn't do that.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
You've got 3
as a player.
That is fucking incredible, dude. I love that man.
Dude, that man, I fell in love with that man, dude. You know why? Because he said as a player. That man is still not satisfied on winning Super Bowls. I mean, this is like the Patriot way of just winning is the standard and nothing less, man. This is why the Patriots have been so good. This man spent 8 years with him, 8 years with Tom Brady, caught 3 touchdown passes with him, was a very crucial to the Patriot defense back in the day with Teddy Bruschi, which I might give a shout out. He had a stroke a little while ago, so I hope Teddy's recovering. I forgot to tweet that out and say my prayers for Teddy. But
always praying for Teddy, man.
Always praying.
I'm just always every night.
Every night. But Vbrabel was
I'm sorry.
Vbrabel actually was nominated to be the Ring of Honor this year. So this is how strong of a patriot he is. And also too, for a head coach to go on a podcast with a player, the very first question he asked him is like, Taylor one says, "What's your first masturbation experience like?" And then little one's like, "What's your first sexual experience like?" Just like busts each other's balls. You never hear this openness from a coach, man. It was hilarious, and I mean, it's very telling to see how driven this man is, and I'm fucking excited that he's my head coach, man.
I don't know how finding out about your first masturbation experience shows that you're driven, because everybody has one.
You just open up the podcast, so how cool they are. You know what I mean? But,
no, I got you, man. I got you. But look, man, I'm a little upset with the fact that there's no way for us to really prove that he would have his wiener cut off for his Super Bowl. Like, I mean, if we had like a genie that we knew that could grant this wish, I would find this genie and be like, all right, man, this is what he said. Now, granted, his penis will be removed, but he would get a statue in Nashville, Tennessee that would stand there for all time.
Yeah, there's definitely not going to be a bulge in his pants, but yeah.
They would definitely remove that. They would, because they would know why that trophy was erected. Because he would never be again.
you. No, but you know what, though? Like, I know it's cool to talk about as a fan and stuff, but, like, if you think about it, if you're a rookie coming into camp this year, or if you're a new guy, and you're Cameron Wake coming in, you hear your coach is going to cut off his wee-wee, you're probably going to go in this year. You're probably going to try just maybe a little bit harder for your coach that is willing to cut his manhood off. I mean, that's literally giving your man card back to God.
Well, look, I'll tell you one thing right now. If the Titans win the Super Bowl this year, I will be sending knife emojis to that man every day. I would troll him hard, and I'll just have knife and eggplant emojis constantly being sent to him.
I thought you were going in a different direction there. I thought you were going to say, if the Titans win the Super Bowl this year, I'll cut my own dick off.
No, please. I mean, I could say that because I know it's not going to happen.
Dude,
but
this is the man. No, Seamus.
No,
Bruce, let me tell you about this man. This man has picked the wrong Super Bowl winner for how many years in a row now? Like,
yeah, dude. But that's when it comes down to the final two.
50-50 shot, and he has chose wrong 8 years, dude.
No, Jonathan.
No. But see, again, that's when it's 50-50.
After I gave you the Eagles, dude.
Aren't even going to get that far.
After I gave you the Eagles, I said, look, man, are you sure you don't want to take the Eagles? It's like,
no, don't give me that shit.
No,
don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Screw you.
Easy. That's.
I mean, let's be honest with you, dude. Like, most of the time when it's his turn to pick, it's the Patriots that year. It's not like he just says Patriots, they win, and then that's it. Like, I mean, whenever I say Patriots, it happens to be a year they lose. So it's ridiculous. Like, if you go back and watch and look at the history of it all, they seem to always lose the year that I picked them. I think horseshit.
I think you need to explain a little bit more, though, because in reality, if you were betting, you could both pick the same team, but you guys have a little different side bet type deal going on. Can you just explain that? Because I get fucking confused.
We just have life bets. We just have bets between gentlemen. You know, it's.
But you both pick a different team every year.
We have to pick different teams and just go in like gladiators. Sometimes you just know your team is going to fall flat on its face. You know, sometimes you hope for the best. Like the year that I picked the Steelers against the Cardinals. Damn, did those Cardinals do everything they could?
I choked and picked the Cardinals that year.
I picked the Steelers, dude. That's the one that I actually picked right. Take that from me. Don't you take that from me, you ass. But either way, dude. Either way, man. Like, yeah, anytime I get to pick the Patriots. I mean, I remember one time I was on the road doing stand-up. His ass calls me up. He's like, oh, man, you got to pick who's winning the Super Bowl. And I was like, oh, yeah, right, whatever. I mean, the Patriots are undefeated this year. They'll win, whatever.
No.
So I'm on stage doing stand-up, man. Literally, there's all the TVs on with the Super Bowl, and I'm literally watching them lose as I'm doing stand-up comedy. And I'm like, this is great, man. This is great. I'm loving this. Loving this.
That's tough, man. This is why I don't bet.
Also, blow your phone up.
Never bet on my own team ever.
No, dude, that's the number one rule, Moose, is never bet on your own team because they'll break your heart and they'll break your wallet.
Well, yeah, and he usually doesn't have to worry about that when it comes to playoff time because Titans aren't there that often. Well, they haven't been.
I mean, no, I know, but teams are falling, teams are rising. But here's my question to you.
It's true. Well, your team's coach might not be rising ever again.
Oh, yeah. But what I would love to hear is Belichick. Like, I want to hear his response to that. Just be like,
bro, he sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah, he did his arrangement some time ago. When he shook Kraft's hand, something evil happened.
Yeah, we got Tom Brady. Maybe he's like the Antichrist or something. I don't know. This is some deep, dark shit right now. But
oh man, it's probably true. Well, I mean, look, man, there's something afoot when people are talking about mutilating their genitals just to get to the top tier.
But
there's something that needs to be desired at the top of the mountain.
No, easy. I know the Chiefs. You're a little bit bitter to your team, so you won't give up much, would you?
Dude, I would give up maybe a fingernail or a back molar. That's about it.
Went for the teeth, huh?
Well, just one back molar is the most time. They get either or.
Novocaine or no?
I
has no Novocaine. For the Super Bowl, no Novocaine.
I'll take dry sock. I'll take dry socket too. Well, I won't. For the Super Bowl, I'll do that for the team. But I'm not taking off the wiener. That's just not happening.
I love my team, but the wiener says the Johnson, as I like to call it, has many functions, man.
Now, if I could be guaranteed a Patriot-style dynasty, I'll donate a testicle to science.
I'll donate. I'll donate a kidney if I had like a Patriot type of dynasty. Like that's kind of a ton of organs there, man. I don't know. That's push through, dude.
I just want more.
I mean, I could live with one kidney, man.
That's what I said. I'll donate one testicle. I'll give up one testy for Patriot style dynasty. I'll do that. I'll give that up.
You flip her?
I'd flip her.
No, you clip her.
Oh, clipper? Yeah. You know, I'll take one out as long as because they can give you a fake one that feels real.
That's true, man. They got it for dogs, you know. So.
Yeah, dude.
Who the fuck would put fake balls on their dogs, dude? That's
some people don't want their dogs to be walking around ballless, even though they want.
Hey, man, people, you know, that's a self-esteem issue for the dog. That's why.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that dog knows, man. That dog knows what you did. That dog knows what you did to it.
Yeah, man.
They just
listen, dogs. No, I don't believe that because dogs love you no matter what.
Yeah, but they forgive you.
They forgive because you feed them. But whenever you rattle that cage again, and they remember, that's the cage I got castrated through. then they never, man, that ain't for me. Like my cat Rick James, dude. I mean, rest his soul. I mean, when he was first castrated, dude, he would never go near the cage again. Like when he knew that the travel cage was rattling, he was like, "Not my balls." And I was like, "Well, we can't take him again, dude." But he didn't know that, you know. He didn't know.
It's like, what are they going to take a leg?
Right, exactly. He's just like, they're going to just keep removing something. That's not cool with me.
No, not at all. But so Moose, I know that the Super Bowl doesn't apply to you in this situation, but I know you love the Rangers, man. So what would you give up to see your New York Rangers hoisted up?
If it needed to be good enough that like you're gonna lose something, like you're gonna lose something. It's not everything.
But it's your choice, so it makes it easier. You know.
My big left toe.
Big left toe, huh?
Yeah, I'd go as far as a rusty blade. For the Rangers, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't give anything to see the Pats win another Super Bowl. Now, if I was guaranteed to never see the Pats win another Super Bowl, probably below my left knee.
Okay, did never see them win again?
Like, no. In other words, in order to overt that, or in order to
Make sure they have a chance in the
Make
future.
sure they have a chance. Yeah, they don't have to guarantee a win. But if you try telling me I have to give something in order to not have that happen, I'd give the bottom half of my leg probably.
We can put a little peg on there anyway.
Now, it's different if you came over to me with a scalpel and said, "Here we go." Maybe then I'd be a little less fruitful about it. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I respect that, man. I mean, I respect that. Be easy over here, you know. He doesn't love his team enough to give up anything but a fingernail, man. Come on, man.
I said a back molar, dude.
A back molar, dude.
Fingernail though, do you mean like a fingernail's gone for life, or do you mean like it's gonna grow back? Because I don't think it's fair if it grows back. I mean, your dick doesn't grow back. My left leg's not gonna grow back.
That's true,
Fine,
man.
then. So then I'll do the molar. All right, dude. That won't grow back.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's you know
That's
what?
weak. That's soft.
That's weak. That's weak. Your team's never gonna win a Super Bowl now. See what you did?
The dude's fine with me. I mean, wait, what, Duke? What did you say you're going to give up?
I said, let me see here. Okay, I'd cut off the top of my little pinky right here.
You said the top what? Your team ain't going nowhere either, homie. If you talk about it, you'll give up the top of a pinky.
Dude, but like, if you could promise me a dynasty, hey, at least something's coming off, man. I mean, some of the people can see. So when I hold my hand up, I said, "Look what I gave up to see my team win."
I can
You know,
open up
what
and
did
show
you
someone a
do for the
missing
team?
molar. I can be like,
I gotta do like all that stuff, man. I just throw the hand up, man. Like, bam, this is my Super Bowl ring with the Super Bowl ring, man. Because I'm sure the Titans would give me one when they win it because I did cut my finger off. So
you said the tip, dog.
the tip, okay, the tip, just the tip.
Maybe Vbrabel was thinking the same thing. Anyways,
Nah, he was talking about shaft and all, man.
yeah, he'd even pull it so that it's like longer at the Vbrabel would get nasty with it.
That's a Patriot way, man. You know, I mean,
Oh,
they look how many Super Bowls they got there. Do we have to remind this? Like 6,
I
isn't it?
didn't know that they were, you know, all about that genital mutilation, but whatever, I guess, gets the bowls.
Well, I
maybe
mean, like,
maybe Brady and Belichick just don't have dicks. Maybe like half of the team doesn't have a dick.
Well, I guess it probably keeps them focused.
A lot of ten-up testosterone there. I almost said testosterone. Anyways, moving on, boys. There's a couple of running backs, specifically one that is definitely going to hold out if he doesn't come to a new deal, and Melvin Gordon with the LA Chargers. Now, in 2015, the top 3 running backs that I know of are Todd Gurley, or the draft class of 2015, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon, and David Johnson. David Johnson's missed pretty much 2 seasons, right? He's getting paid $40 million. Gurley's getting 60.
he got on me.
Where do you think Melvin's going to end up? I mean, he said if we don't come to term, I'm going to sit out and I'm going to want to be traded. I'm surprised by it.
If I ran the Chargers, I'd be like, well, sit your ass down because we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Chargers really don't need him. When he was gone, they pretty much substituted whoever the guy was behind him, still got the same offense done because the offense is Phillip Rivers. So he can hold out all he wants to. He really ain't a factor. Plus, again, he's injury prone. So you really don't have any value if your ass is always like, oh, my hammies or my quads or my butt cheek. Like, I mean, no one gives a damn about you if you're not actually out there on the field. So, yeah, great. Every now and then you do something for us when you're actually out there. But he also, if you look at the numbers, he wasn't doing anything within the division. And that's the kind of part that needs to be good, you know, the teams that you see often. He wasn't good against those teams. He's not good against the Chiefs. I mean, when the Chargers did well against the Chiefs, sure wasn't because of him. It was all because of Phillip Rivers. So, I mean, if you're looking at it that way, I don't think he's worth any more money. But that's just not the way that things work these days. But you're not going to win a Super Bowl off a running back, so whatever.
Yeah, I have to agree. The position pays, so it's going to happen. I know that they have Austin Eckler behind Gurley, and they had somebody last year. Forgive me, I forget his name because he missed most of the year. But I mean, to be honest with you, past Austin Eckler, I don't really recognize much of anybody as far as their running backs go. So they're going to have to figure something out. and they have enough money to pay for him. From my memory, I think they have $10 million in cap space this next year, and 54 in 2020. So they could, in reality, pay him. And I'm not sure what, their wide receivers like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are making. I don't know how long their deals are. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But, I mean, he's said it on camera that he's willing to hold out like Le'Veon. Shit, I would too. And then he'll sit out the whole year just to make a couple more $1 million, man.
I mean, look, he should hold out, but the Chargers shouldn't pay him more. Like, again, it's going to cripple the team and for no reason. Like, you can get another Gordon in the draft. I mean, that's kind of how this NFL has been created now. I mean,
have to look at Phillip Lindsay in Denver, dude. He was undrafted. He's one of the quickest running backs last year.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. The athletes coming out from the NCAA are so good, so willing to just hit the ground running to try to get a paycheck that you just rotate them out. I mean, I would actually do that if you have a veteran quarterback. I mean, it's kind of the Patriot way. I mean, they just rotate out running backs all the damn time. I mean, have they had a running back be there as long as Tom Brady? Hell no. But who's been there a long ass time? Tom Brady. Who's been in the Chargers uniform? I almost said San Diego the whole time, but it's been San Diego and LA. It's been Phillip Rivers. And I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. He should, but he's not. So you're going to be paying Phillip Rivers. You can just change out whatever running back until you get another quarterback to worry about from there.
Dude, this is what the Chargers need to do. Just be like, hey, he's the worst team in the league right now. Trade his ass, about a running back over free agency, and then bring him in and just run 2 running backs, man, and see which one gets the hot hand in the year, and just go with that one because he's just. I'm a very players type of guy, but I also say you have to know what you're worth. And Melvin Gordon, you just ain't worth that money. I mean, right now the Rams are regretting it. We don't know what Todd Gurley's injuries is. Been listening to Keyshawn Johnson's show, and they're like freaking out about it. They're like talking about every day. Hey,
well,
man,
because he is legitimately hurt, dude. He's legitimately hurt.
And how much money was that? That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of money tossed away. And I think Melvin Gordon is trying to get to that money because he knows he's very injury prone himself. I mean, he's probably one good shot away, never walking on that field again. So that's why he's trying to hold out. And I would be thinking, well, you know what? Hold out, buddy, because I don't know if you're going to have much on your, life expectancy as far as a running back in the first place. So
right. I mean, it's tough to, have a career more than 10 years, especially as a running back, dude. You're taking a lot of hits every single game.
This don't last no more, man. Those people ain't around. Like, you don't have that. No, 10 years. You're lucky to get 5.
Now, on the flip side, I would be paying the shit out of Elliott because Dak Prescott can't do nothing without him. So, like, that he has clear-cut value. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the offense isn't going anywhere on just Dak Prescott. It's got to be him with Cooper and Elliott. There's got to be the nice little trifecta, and then that team is moving down the field. But as far as, again, the Chargers are concerned, and they can do what the Patriots do and just trade out a running back and get it done.
So that's the thing. Sorry to cut you off, Duke. So is Dak's next contract year? Is that next year? Because this year is pretty much a prove it year for him, right?
This is his 5th year option. He wants a long-term contract before he goes. Yeah, I think this is his year's. No, this is his 4th year. I think next year's his 5th year option.
So after next year, new contract.
I'm sorry. I'll repeat that. I'll cut that. Say that again, Moose.
So next year, after this year, is his contract year? Like he's looking to extend this year or next year off season?
Oh, well, he wants to extend now, man. He wants his money, is the way he's been talking.
Yeah, I mean, he's been talking because, they gave Carson Wentz money for no damn reason.
Oh, he stole that money, y'all.
I mean, man.
Stole it.
I mean, that is just, white privilege is disgusting.
Dude, that's my thing with Mariota. like white privilege just proves to me because Barry's little Brown, like he's injury prone too. Carson Wentz. I mean, you sat on the bench when your backup won a Super Bowl. That shows how good of a team you had. And then you come in and you lose. I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Eagles really jumped the gun on that. You know,
you don't say. Yeah. You don't say. No one's arguing with that, man.
But you know Jerry's going to jump the gun with Dak, dude. That's Dak. That's Jerry's
Well, that's his boy, man. I mean, he put down Tony Romo for him, and that was his boy, you know?
That was his old yellow right there, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Like, that was probably an emotional moment for him, man. He probably had to – he was shaking holding the gun. But he did it.
And Jason Garrett did it. Jerry just was the father that says.
All right, let's be honest now. Yes, Garrett did it, but he had to definitely get it approved. He ain't just doing things without it approved. That's for sure. This is Jerry's world, and they say that every time they mention where they're playing football. Okay, so he sure didn't just do it on his own accord. He might be on.
Little bellhop, bro. He's doing what he's told. Who are you kidding?
Exactly, dude. He is definitely a do what you're told coach, and that's why he made that list. I think you were talking about of top 10 coaches or something in the NFL. He made that list not because of what he does on the field, it's because what he has to endure all the time.
I mean, dude, he's not. This is just the overhype of the media. Like Zeke, yeah, you gotta pay Zeke because Zeke is the workhorse. I'm sorry, Dak. I'm a big fan of you, but you're not gonna pull a Flacco and bankrupt your team. So you're gonna how are you gonna pay Cooper, Elliott, and Dak? You can't. I mean, I know Dak thinks the salary cap goes up and every year, but there's 10 other men on the field, so you're gonna have to figure something out.
I mean, technically, there's like 21 other dudes that they got to worry about.
I'm just saying pay your offense.
And then you got to worry about the rest of the damn team as far as that's concerned.
Exactly, because you ain't got no very past your offense, dude. I mean, you're going to spread that out? No. You're going to have a horrible defense and be garbage. But, yeah, this is not how you win championships, man. And the Eagles have dug themselves a hole. I'm sure the Cowboys are going to dig themselves a hole. I'm afraid the Chargers are going to dig themselves a hole with Gordon.
Well, here's the thing. With the Gordon one, though, the hole will be dug probably at the end of Phillip Rivers' term, and so then it'll be a problem they have to deal with after he's gone, hopefully, if it all works out well. But you don't know if that's a guarantee, but that's the best-case scenario for the Chargers at this point in time. You know, you extend them, 3 years, that's probably when Phillip is going to have to call it quits regardless of what he feels. So it's a safe bet, but not really because you're kind of throwing money down a well hoping he'll actually be on the field, which you kind of know he won't. So
who retires first, y'all? Rivers or Brady?
Rivers.
Yeah.
Actually, I would actually say Tom Brady because Tom Brady has done enough. You know, like I feel.
No, not according to me.
No, I know you're saying that as a Pats fan, but to be honest with you, I feel like Phillip Rivers is going to hold out longer to try to see if he can get to that ring because I mean, God, he's a stubborn ass man. I mean, he's still trying to get the perfect child. You know, so I mean, was he at kid 11 or 12?
No, he's trying to field. He's trying to field a football team, man.
No, I think he's just trying to get it right. So either way, man, either way, dude. He's a stubborn individual that will not stop. So I think he's going to go longer just because he's going to try to get it.
Hey, be easy, man. Guess how old he is?
Phillip Rivers?
Yeah.
I don't know, 36?
37, man.
Oh, fuck. Did you say 36, dude?
Yeah, I said 36. Yeah, he's 37. All right, well, I was a little off.
But, dude.
Older people nowadays at 37 years old being great at shit, like fucking Roger Federer, Serena Williams, Phillip Rivers. Like, when are these young guns going to start stepping up to the plate that aren't named Patrick Mahomes or Patrick Mahomes?
Hey, dude, we'll see what Baker Mayfield's got going on this year, man. Baker's all hype.
Oh, dude, that hype train is going to collide, y'all.
What, man? You think the brown stain ain't going to get off?
The brown stain's going to get off someday. but I just got to prove it. I got to see it to believe it, man. Especially with the Browns.
I mean, they gave you 7-8-1. Isn't that enough to win the
Wow,
Super
dude,
Bowl?
7-8-1, man. Come on, he put a winning season together for
Dude,
us.
man, you would, if your team had been 0
Dude, and I would have been like, yeah, next year I hope to get to 8-8. I was realist, man. I was just spending 5 years with this team.
Well, they got to 7-8-1, so now you got to be like, oh, okay, well maybe now they'll get to 9-7.
I wasn't talking Super Bowl like the first year Mariota was there. You know how much of a realist I am, dude. Come on.
Well, you're talking it now.
No, I ain't talking it now, man. I'm just trying to get Mariota extended.
I thought there was going to be
We all know the AFC goes through New England. So until you can beat New England consistently, or Brady retires and shit, nobody's winning a Super Bowl.
Or he gets hurt.
Yeah. If Brady gets hurt, there's a fluke year where somebody slips in because Brady had to go on the road. Yeah. I mean, until Brady is like throwing garbage consistently every single game, then I believe he's done.
God, he'll have to have a headshot for that one, dude. Somebody got to rattle the dome. Because, I mean, at this point, dude, I'm sure it's just muscle memory. Like, he probably just knows where people are supposed to be and just steps back and just tosses it there. I mean, like, it's,
I'm sure that's what it is, Beezy. I'm sure it's as easy as fucking eating a cherry pie. He just fucking goes out there. He's like, fuck it, I'm just going to toss it in the air.
Dude, I mean, I'm saying the system is such a greased, oiled machine that, like, you just know where these people are supposed to be, and he just tosses it there.
Yeah, the fact that Edelman, like, can't get covered by almost fucking anybody is beyond me, because he's talented. Don't get me wrong. I love Jules, but, I mean, is he, like, the most talented slot receiver we've ever seen?
I mean, I just can't believe it, you know, like it just doesn't look like it on paper. And I mean, we thought the same thing for Decker, man. We thought that was one of the best receivers in the world.
Oh, dude.
And then when he got shown up when he went to other quarterbacks, and we found out that if you didn't drop it right on his chest, he ain't catching the ball, you know?
Dude,
like
you can still drop it on his chest. He still won't catch the ball.
but that was the only way he was going to get it. Like he had it was like his little T-Rex arms were like, I can only get it if it is right on my chest. If he had to put his hands out there and actually try to catch the ball, man, he was missing it every time.
Hey, what bothers me about him is he stole the money from the Titans. And then after we cut his ass, he goes to Tom Brady for like training for like $20,000 just to try out. And he stole that money too, man.
Dude, he didn't steal money from you guys, though. He like walked up to your owner with like a rubber chicken, squeaked it twice, and was like, "Give me your cash." And your owner was like, "Okay, take my wallet, take what you want."
We've always had problems finding receivers, and we're desperate. So we brought in the Great White Hope, and Decker was available for cheap, and it was horrible. He stole that money. The only thing he ever did was catch the one touchdown pass in the Kansas City game. That was about it.
Yeah, I think that's true, man.
Other than that, he just whined and bitched and was like, "What are you doing out there, man? Like, catch the damn ball." Like, it was like he looked like he was a fucking second-year, fifth-round pick. It was horrible. They got to show you that. I wonder if Edelman would be the same, though.
Yeah, I would be interested to see what Edelman would look like with a different person throwing to him, and I believe in my heart he would not look anywhere near the same. But folks, this is about the halfway point here of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. We've been talking a lot of football here today because we're salivating for it. It's almost time for training camp. But make sure you stay tuned to the second half of the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Stay with us. We'll be right back soon.
Paid the cost to be a boss. Paid the cost to be the boss.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Thanks for sticking with us after that break. This is the Ricky Williams Trilogy. Time for your Fumblerooski weekly sports news update. Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel was on Taylor Lewan's Bussin' with the Boys podcast this week. When prompted in question, would you cut your own dick off for a Super Bowl? Vrabel answered, been married 20 years? Yeah, probably would. Los Angeles running back Melvin Gordon has informed the Chargers that unless he receives a new contract, he will not report to training camp and will demand a trade. Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer went the distance this weekend during the Wimbledon's men's singles final. After 5 complete sets and a tiebreaker, Novak Djokovic took home the silverware after a total of 68 games and 33 tiebreaker points. On the women's side, Simona Halep took Serena Williams down after 2 straight sets.
Boo.
Yeah, that's right. Simona Halep won her first Wimbledon title after straight sets, victory over Serena. In the process, she created history by recording the least number of unforced errors in the history of Grand Slam tournaments, with only 3 unforced errors. Boys, Wimbledon was a trip. Did you guys watch it all?
I watched a little bit. I was watching mostly Coco when she was out there doing stuff. When she got eliminated, I cared a little bit about Serena, and then when I heard Serena lost, I was like, but why? But why?
No, I was very surprised too. But Simona Halep, if you had watched her matches leading up to that, dude, she was absolutely incredible. She couldn't be touched anywhere. Every single ball that was hit over, it felt like it went back.
No, I mean she gave Coco a pretty good beating, so
that's right. Well, now Coco can say that she lost to the best player in the world, so she doesn't have to feel as bad as she would.
No, exactly. So she could feel a little better about herself. And then on the men's side, I mean, one of the biggest collapses in tennis history. I mean, we're talking about you might as well have given him the trophy, and then he somehow lost it. So that's crazy.
I mean, what I'll say about that, because I watched most of the match, is that it was probably the most incredible Wimbledon's final I've ever watched. I figured Novak would take it, but I didn't figure Federer would have at least 6 wins in every set. Every set he lost to was in a tiebreaker. That's incredible. Now, in the tiebreaker, he had no game. He could not find Novak's shot. He could not find his weak spot, even with the incredible backhand.
Or was it Jovic or whatever his name is? Or I don't know.
Djokovic.
Either way. Dude, he's got like the best return. I mean, he really has. Like his return is better than anybody else's right now in the game. So
yeah, it's incredible. The only thing I'll say is that with Federer's backhand, I think it makes him more lethal on the return. But I don't know if he won a higher percentage of shots on the second service or the first service. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it really was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you could tell the crowd at center court did not want Novak to win. Nobody ever does. The guy's a fucking weasel. He hit a ball straight. Yeah, he's a fucking weasel, Serbian fuck. He hit a ball.
Oh my word.
Wow.
Oh my word.
Wow.
Okay. We're gonna have HR analyze that one.
That's an HR move.
Doesn't really care about the F word, just other really bad derogatory words that we have never said in the past. No, but I really just can't stand Novak. He's pompous. He gives good interviews and he's always respectful to his opponent, which pisses me off because then I sort of like him. But like he hit a ball straight at Federer's nads and didn't even say sorry. Like if I know you guys don't, I don't know if you guys played tennis. I played a lot of tennis. Etiquette is like one of the simplest things you can do in tennis, and it's frowned upon when you don't. Federer looked back at him when walking back to the baseline and was like, "Is this fucking dude serious?" Like now it's on. Now it's on. And so I was hoping he really ripped one into Novak at the net, but Novak really doesn't go to the net much. And when he does, Roger was just eating him alive with that backhand. It's just incredible. It's the most incredible stroke on a tennis player I've ever seen.
Oh, hold up now.
Wow.
Hold up. All right, language there. All right, miss. Well, it was a very historic day.
As many times as I can today, I'm going to say stroke.
All right. All right. Now we'll get HR, but it was a very historic day. But there's been a lot of history in our lives, and even before our lives, there's been history. Like in this week in history, Joe DiMaggio finally went hitless in his streak, going 57 straight games getting a hit. This happened in 1941. Everybody was paying attention to the newspaper or sitting close to the radio trying to find out, did he get another one? Did he get another one? Well, in this week in history, he did not get another one. Also, this week, 1954.
Because he's a dirty Yankee. That's
Whoa, because he's a dirty Yankee.
That's right, man. Joe DiMaggio is nothing but a dirty Yankee.
Hey, look, dude, he got in bed with Marilyn Monroe. And only the Kennedys were the others to say, well, not only the Kennedys were others to say that, but a lot of other people were able to say that they got in bed with her. But hey, at least he didn't get her killed. So we can at least say that safely about Joe DiMaggio.
I mean, you know, he showed up at his funeral. I believe he paid for a funeral and took care of everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I mean, they did have a pretty power couple relationship in the very early days of power couples. Like that was about as strong of a power couple as you could have back then. And then also this week in 1954, the Brooklyn Dodgers had the very first ever majority black team of any major sport. Now that year they didn't win the World Series, unfortunately. They did it the next year, but that shows you that things were in the process of brewing. You know, it just needed to have one good year of it, and then the next year it's time for that gold, baby.
Was it still a majority black the next year they won the World Series?
As I think on the roster, there was definitely a lot on the team. I don't know if it was majority, so I'll have to look and check real quick.
Did they beat a team that was also majority black or majority white?
Definitely not. They beat the Yankees, and there's no way they were majority black then. Hell, they weren't even majority black until much later.
I don't even think Reggie Jackson was majority black with the Yankees.
Yeah, like, dude, I don't even know if the Yankees – look, that might be something to look up if the Yankees have ever had a majority black team.
That's also not a bad shout.
I don't know if they ever have. So that would be an interesting fact to look up. But I can't think of a team that the Yankees would have that would have been majority black.
Always with the race baiting there, John.
I'm just saying, I can't think of one. I mean, it might have happened. I mean, Darryl Strawberry was on the team for a while, and I know there were some other brothers with him.
Because they're dirty Yankees, man.
Well, good grief.
Just like Joe DiMaggio, man.
Well, we were going to talk about baseball anyway, because baseball's been making some changes here, at least trying to entertain the idea of changes with robotic umpires. Now, to be honest with you, I'm pretty much for the idea because you still have to have an umpire back there to either say if it's a strike, a ball, because if the ball hits the plate, it considers it a strike because the censor can't really figure that out just yet.
Now, you're talking about a robotic umpire for both calls and strikes and outs at the plate?
No. I don't think it'll ever get to that. I'm for just helping out with balls and strikes. That's all I think it really should be used for anyway. I don't think because we're not going to be, we don't need to use it for, the slide in at home, because first off, we'd have to go and check out the replay and then that's time wasted. And then, the other things could have been happening while we're trying to figure out if the robot was right. So you still need to have people there for certain things, but I don't mind the idea of somebody helping with the balls and strikes because there's certain umpires out there that I'm pretty sure make decisions based on who's at the plate. And until, their integrity is brought up, I don't think it's going to change. So right. I think this will help because if something else is saying it's a strike and then you go and say it's a ball when it clearly isn't, then there might be some issues there.
I think my only problem is, and I umpired for 12 years of my life. I'm only 24. So, or I'm sorry, 11 years. So half of my life I was umpiring. I started when I was 11 years old, right? My problem with the idea of only having a robotic umpire is that, one, baseball is a traditional game. It is very much relied on errors. I know it's weird, but I'm very traditional in the way that I wouldn't want a robot for every single pitch. I wouldn't, because what are they going to do on a strike three call out? Dude, that was my favorite thing back in the day. I'd ring 9-year-olds up. They'd be crying heading back to the bench, dude. I told the kid to sit down. Sit down. That's 3. Dude, I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing. So, in that case, I don't necessarily agree, but I don't
think it's necessary in anything but the major league level. Now, anything under that,
well, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, the major league. We're talking about MLB baseball, dude. Not AAA and below. None of that needs to be necessary.
But like, what's the? I'm sure you don't know, but what's the average percentage on calls that are right as far as strikes and balls go? It's got to go 95 to 97% every game, right? Because they're not that bad. Like, come on, they're not.
No, I mean, look, I'll check it out real quick. I'll check out the average of bad calls per game by an umpire.
Actually, man, if you guys didn't hear, a baseball manager was actually ejected from the game for arguing strikes and balls.
Dude, that happens all the time.
He argued with the robot umpire. He went out there and started arguing and saying that robot umpire was bullshit and everything because it made an outrageous call that was obviously a ball, and he got tossed from the game.
Well, that's fucking funny. He got tossed by a robot.
Because he says if you're going to put the technology out there, you might as well make it work perfectly before you actually put it out there and test it.
All right.
Back to our
The number I have found is staggering, gentlemen. Apparently in 2018, there were 34,294 bad calls, averaging to about 1.6 bad calls per inning.
Okay.
That's nearly 2 bad calls an inning. That's pretty bad.
But so I'll bring it back. The managers they're on the side. They're in the dugout, right? And I know managers, dude. They fucking in Little League they complain about every other call. They got the hand in the air, all this shit. In the MLB, I think I've seen and tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just guesstimating here, but my odds are the managers are only arguing about 5 calls a game, maybe, and like 2 or 3 of them are like really serious, like. And that's on a bad night when the manager's feeling frisky, right? Like you don't see a coach going out every single game for balls and strikes, right?
Right. Well, see, here's the thing. I would be more for keeping it a real umpire if the game was still played like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? When managers actually gave a shit, like good old Cox and them, when they would get thrown out every other game. Like managers barely ever get thrown out. I mean, what's the point of having somebody actually out there if you're not going to use the tradition of the game and go out there and argue this stuff? They're so passive now. They just sit there and they're like, well, just go sit down. Don't argue. Well, screw that, man. Get out there and kick some dirt and get thrown out of some games. I mean, the number of the number of managers being thrown out by umpires now versus even just like the 90s, I'm sure has gone down a considerable amount. And it's ridiculous. So if you're not going to yell about a call, then just make it a robot.
I agree with you. They should be doing that. Because like you said, you put yourself out there. That's a part of the tradition, man. And obviously, like this guy got thrown out for arguing the robot. You just don't have that. I want to see the guys bump chest. I want to see them say, because that's like when you're with football, you're a player and you're kind of talking about saying, you don't understand what you can and can't get away with. But there's just too many. The robot is just too many errors, man.
Yeah. Well, I'll start out by saying, and Duke, this goes for the same thing as you say about basketball, is it's not going to return to that. I know you wish it would. You wish the manager would come out more. You wish he'd come screaming, bumping chest, kicking dirt, throwing plates, throwing clay, but it's not going to happen, okay? And also, for those that wonder about what my point is going to be, the game's not going to get any shorter. Get the fuck over it. Either watch the whole game, don't watch the whole game, hate baseball for it, or love it. Doesn't matter. I have a solution to this entire fucking problem, and I learned it by watching tennis this weekend. Now, Duke, I don't know if you watch tennis. I know, Eazy, you've seen some shit. They have a challenge system. If a ball is called out or in, there is a challenge system. Players have, I think, 5 challenges a match, okay? So if a ball is called out by a line judge who is a human, they go to the challenge box, and this technology is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It can tell by a hair, less than a millimeter, if the ball is in or not.
Well, I mean, they have to. The ball goes at like 150 miles per hour, man.
Right. Right, but I mean, in all honesty, no, not 150, but like the women are serving around 100.
On a serve, they're getting up to about 140, dude.
No, only Andy Roddick got to the 130s, bro.
Oh, come on.
No, Roger Federer's got a big serve. He's in the 120s, if that. So
right,
maybe the 130s every once in a while. But it's not just on serves. Hear me out. Even on shots, you can have a lob shot, dude. You can have a shot that's 2 miles an hour. The call can still be wrong. I played tennis in high school. I was wrong all the time. I didn't give a fuck. When in doubt, call it out. But why doesn't baseball integrate that box they have on every single channel, on every stream, where the fans know what the call should have been, but the players and the managers don't? So why don't they implement a challenge system where managers 3 to 5 times a game can call for a challenge? You could even put a fucking light behind home plate if you want. One big red one big fucking green one. And if the green one goes off, somebody's challenging a call, right?
I mean, I like the challenge game, but also I like to challenge you. Fastest serve was 163 miles per hour, dude.
This
fastest clocked one was 153.
Yeah, but that's not close to the average, though, is what I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the average is probably still about 130. Though.
Yeah, and I doubt that serve was even in. Who was it? Give me it. Give me. It had to be a fucking clay court.
It was Palm Springs by Raul Ramirez.
Never heard of that motherfucker.
In 1978.
That's probably what. In 1978, he was doing that with a Woody, dude. That's fucking nuts.
I know, man. That's crazy.
Shit. Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, so fair enough. But they didn't. They also didn't have that technology back then. So your point is null and void.
Well, and then there's a South Korean guy who did it recently at 157 miles per hour in 2012.
Yeah, that's absolute mayhem. That is mayhem. But that's not the average. Well, all I'm saying is it's a very similar system. You don't like a call, the manager can fucking press a button. You go straight up to the box. The umpire literally could turn around and look at a light system that could be, you know how in hockey they have the big red light behind the goal? You could put a red light and a green light, right?
Well, yeah, because one of the other umpires can say a challenge is happening, so he doesn't even have to see it himself. The other umpire can say it.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't even have to, but he should turn around, maybe have a mic in his ear. I don't know. That part we can get to. But I'm saying if they had 5 challenges a game, 3 challenges a game, because you're right. They're not arguing calls as much because they're afraid of the repercussions. They're getting fined nowadays. They're getting suspended. So if they're not going to argue calls in a terrible manner, I mean, that's the point of this whole thing, right? Is that the calls are not going where they should be, especially with fuckers like Angel Hernandez. They're not getting called right. And if it's a serious problem, implement a challenge system, put the box in there, get the fucking radio stream to the umpire somehow, whether it be light, sound, doesn't matter, and fix the game. If we're talking about calls, then this is a good way to fix it. You can only challenge. I mean, I don't know. You could challenge regular calls too. Have I don't know.
I mean, I would say 3 challenges is probably the best because you give each team 3. Because if you're averaging 2 bad calls per inning, then you get some of them back. You might not get all of them, but you'll get some of them back, and it'll probably be enough to affect the game in the way that the game should probably be going. Too many challenges, we're wasting too much time. So give them 3 each, and then we go from there.
And it can happen within an instant, dude. They have all that technology already for balls and strikes and for outs. They have camera angles everywhere.
Oh, dude. I got to say something about this, man.
All right.
That's slippery slope, dude. So screw that idea. If you just have the human element, man. Because then you just might as well have a robot in there calling every single thing, dude. That's what it's going to get to. You just know it, I don't care if you want the human element. If the game, if the game is based on tradition, like you said, man, well then no.
Well, look, there's challenges in other sports.
Yeah,
man.
I'm cool with football, man. Football is not as tradition like 150-year sport like it is baseball. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, if you're just slippery slope, man, you're gonna have a challenge.
That's a weak argument.
It's not a weak argument, dude. I'm just saying, if you want to keep the tradition, dude, then you're gonna have to keep that. I mean, it's just gonna be a slippery slope, and eventually it's gonna happen. I mean, that's what we're going to see.
Again, I have no problems with the balls and strikes being called, but I feel like a person.
The human error, like, that's what I'm saying.
But again,
listen, I'm all about the human error. I was an umpire. I love that.
Yeah, the human error is fine, but as Moose is saying, maybe you give them a few challenges, and I think this will stop the noise, because there's still going to be this human error. They only get 3 challenges. So you know what? Once they're done with the 3, they don't get to argue anymore. And you know what? When it comes to the 9th inning, I guess you ain't got no more challenges left. And then the umpire can say whatever they damn well please. So you know what?
If you want to get rid of the problem of umpires being crappy, fire the umpire.
We're not firing. Just fine them. Just fine them.
But
fire them, dude.
Is that it's not a big deal, but everyone and their mom is making it a big deal right now. To me,
because there's nothing going on, man.
That's part of it.
Because there's money involved. Once big money has started getting involved in these sports, that's why people care more. When people are putting together 5-game parlays that can win them $25,000, and then this team loses because Angel says some stupid shit that we all know wasn't a fucking strike, but it was because he didn't like that batter, then you're like, I want to hit this man with a bat myself, because that's my damn money you're messing with. Messing with my money is like messing with my emotions.
I understand, man, but still keep baseball like that, dude. I mean, hey, that's gambling, man. You can't ever put a perfect 5-game parlay together, man. It's hard enough to put a 2-game, 3-game, man. So you know, if you got that much of a gambling problem where you're upset, because at that point you're gonna find something wrong with everything. Hey, well, that was a hold. Well, there's holding on every single play of football.
Dude, I'm not gonna bitch about holding.
Yeah, no, you're going down the rabbit hole now, Duke. Though I'm not saying this is not an argument about whether the MLB should or should not change it. I'm saying if they did.
Oh, they will.
Exactly. So I'm saying my fucking idea is the greatest idea in baseball since last week when we said there should be a skills competition. So we're running 2 weeks now, sure as shit, and we're fucking killing it.
I'm not for that skills competition, but I'm definitely for that replays. The replay thing is fine with me, because we're going to go into the way of robots. There's no stopping that.
Yeah, there's no stopping it, but we can at least keep them out as long as possible.
Are you saying replays for just balls and strikes though?
Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah. Well, if you're going to go one route or the other, do the challenge. Do the challenge for balls and strikes, or even do a robot with the challenge of balls and strikes. I mean, I don't know, but like, it's going to happen one way or the other. I still think an umpire needs to be there for certain things. Like, again, when the ball hits the plate, it considers it a strike because the sensor doesn't understand what's going on. You know, so like certain things will still have to be, you know, a person to make the call, especially like plays at home, things of that nature. I mean, you know, hell, it might not even register a pitch out at all, because what if it's so far out of the system that it doesn't even notice it, you know? Like,
that's what your humans that overrule it, man.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, dude, if you watch baseball on TV, there's like the box is correct every time, and it's in real time, if not seconds behind that ball. So I think that's the best way to go is to do.
But then you might as well just go full robot then. Man.
No, it's 3 challenges. Do you know how many fucking?
But I'm just saying that, dude. Like you're giving challenges and saying, then you're gonna go. Why don't you just want the whole damn thing?
Dude, there's more than 200 pitches in the game.
It's going. Yeah, you're gonna find
challenges in football. Do you want them just to put robot refs out there now? And
hey, dude, what the fucking
challenges have been made?
Umpires of football are garbage anyway because the NFL don't want to pay them. Okay.
Oh God.
I mean, like, goodness gracious, will you miss a call? When you missed a call like the Saints game, I saw that on TV. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's gonna get a flag. Where's the flag? Oh my God, nobody throw the flag on that outback.
Not even a late flag, dude. I mean, I can't.
A late flag.
I can't.
I was like, I thought this game was rigged at that point.
Yeah, somebody in LA got some money and passed it over to a referee. I mean, I don't know who, but somebody with big money.
Yeah, pick the 4,000 multi-millionaires living out in LA.
Yeah, so somebody made some shit happen, that's for sure. But somebody's probably been making some shit happen recently. By that I mean our 34 of the week. Right. Yes, folks, we have gotten to the point where it's time for us to honor someone for what they've done recently. Who we got this week, Duke?
You know what, man? I gotta give a shout out. This is number 34. Shout out to the great number 20, Barry Sanders. That's right. Barry was as I saw a ton of football, I suggest anybody who wants to see how great Barry Sanders was, please watch his documentary on YouTube. Also watch highlights. Watch that man play on the crappiest team ever and still make that playoff run and still show that what a man can do when he carries the whole entire team. His birthday was the other day. Yesterday, I believe he was 51. So shout out to you. Happy birthday. Barry, you retired way too early, but we understood why. Because as 20 years later, the Lions still ain't going anywhere. So, sorry, Lion fans. And then I got a puppy dog of the week, of course. I got to say it to just ESPN, man. You're garbage, okay? Like Max.
Wait a second, man. Keyshawn's on ESPN.
Hey, well, he's on radio. That's different. I'm talking about
But
TV.
that's still ESPN, man. You can't. You can't badmouth Keyshawn.
Okay, well,
what
this is
Keyshawn, LZ, and Travis do in the morning is magical. That is a magical program.
It is
For all of
magical.
you who are
Okay.
listening to this, if you are not listening to that, you are losing your mind. That is the greatest romp.
Next to us,
sports.
man. We
Yes.
inspire that show.
I know, dude. We are their inspiration, but they're
Yes.
they're a beautiful mix of sports and racism. That's
Keyshawn came to us and was like, I thought about getting on the radio. We were like, yeah, Keyshawn, you should do that.
That's like, yeah, man. I mean, not a lot of people know who you are, dog. But I mean, if you want to go out there and take that risk.
But Max on ESPN, whatever his name is, Max Keller, whatever your name is, I don't know. He said that the Seahawks were the Patriots of the NFC. Okay, I know it's dry time. I know nothing to talk about. But for as hell, don't compare anybody to the Patriots. Okay? My team beat them once. I was happy about that. That was awesome. But my God, don't ever there's no other team like the Patriots is what they've done and accomplished over this time of greatness. And when it all ends in 5 to 10 years after that, we can really appreciate the greatness that they are because we're still too close to it. So, yes, Max, don't compare the Seahawks and Pete Carroll to Belichick and Russell Wilson to Tom Brady when, oh, yeah, you got to win at least more than one. And that's not against and that's not against a broken arm Peyton Manning who's trying to shoot HGH in his zone to keep it going, okay? So, Max, just get over yourself and just be quiet sometimes, man, you know? Chill out. And don't be so jealous of Steven because you got the money. And also just tell all the people hating on other teams right now. Let's just enjoy the season, y'all. Okay? That's all. Season's coming up. Your team has a chance to win it. Everybody's team's got a chance to win it because everybody starts 0-0. So
I mean, yeah, some 0-0 teams we know have a better chance than others.
Yes.
But man, I looked up, man, I saw Barry Sanders was the number 3 pick in the 1989 draft. Then the number 4 pick went to the Kansas City Chiefs, who of course picked up Derek Thomas. But you know what? If Derek Thomas was picked up by the Lions, man, we might have had Barry Sanders.
Who would you rather? I don't know, man. You think you would have had the sack champion?
What I'd rather have had is the number 1 pick that year of Troy Aikman. That's what I would rather.
Oh.
Then that would have meant some Super Bowls, but whatever, you know. It is.
Oh, Detroit wasn't going to win those Super Bowls without the Cowboy.
Yeah, I guess it's true, man. Without that cocaine, he probably was nothing, and he wasn't going to get that yay in Kansas City.
Hey. So, yeah, I know that feeling too well.
I mean, that's if we're going to be honest with ourselves, that's what helped fuel that team in the 90s.
Boys, training camp opens up next week. Chiefs, Patriots, and Titans, I believe, all open up on the 25th. I'm excited. So we'll have some more football talk for you guys. I'd like to give a shout out to our 3 subscribers. I don't have the list of names right now. We'll get you next week, but appreciate it.
All right. Uno, dos, tres.
Those
Uno,
3,
dos,
man.
tres. 3,
Yeah.
G.
Please, we may have T-shirts available soon, for giveaways. So subscribers, keep listening. Keep spreading the word that, support this lovely, lovely show. Tell us where they can find us at, Moose.
For what? Because I know Twitter's at RW.
All of it, man. Just all of it.
RWT podcast. At Fomaruski Sports on Facebook. At the Ricky Williams Trilogy on Facebook. Easy. What are we on Insta there, buddy?
We're RW Trilogy Podcast on Insta.
That's right. And
And
if you
of
look us
course,
up on, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, well, I was going to say what you're going to say, so I'll just let you say it.
Is it the YouTube one?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the YouTube. Just look up the Ricky Williams Trilogy. It's one of the first things there. It says blinded by fandom. You can't miss it unless you're blinded by fandom, like we are.
Or blinded by blood from mutilated penises, like we talked about.
Jesus, Jonathan.
Yeah. Yeah, I just say shout out to to the media, because it's real sad that for the Titans to get any type of media attention, our coach has to threaten to cut his penis off.
Sad but true. Sad but true. All right, everybody. It's another episode. Go Chiefs.
Go Titans.
Go Patriots, baby. Woo!